angle, the other way they could have gone for Time Magazine Person of the Year, they were considering Miley Cyrus. What a joke that is. Person of the Year, Miley Cyrus. What it was that came up in the news, and I thought, man, I rolled my eyes, and I thought, this better not be my company 40 years after I'm dead. The Disney thing. The Disney thing that is going on. My gosh, Disney is so ripe. Please, Lord, please, just a little more help, and we will put Disney out of business. I'm telling you, they are a rotted tree. They are so ripe for the picking. Disney could be put out of business tomorrow. They are so ripe for the picking. Let me ask you a series of questions. Pat, do you just sit your kids down in front of a Disney movie or a Disney TV show and just expect that it's going to be okay?
Absolutely not. In fact, we blocked the Disney Channel. we blocked it.
So did we?
Yeah, many years ago we blocked the Disney Channel. Many years ago.
Actually called up the cable company and said, we don't want the Disney Channel.
We don't have to do that. You can block it at your...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. You haven't... I mean, have you considered it?
No, I hadn't considered it.
Have you watched?
Yeah, watch it, and then...
I will say also my
I think
kid
you'll
is
consider it.
too. He's not really a TV watcher at this point.
You
Right,
watch the Disney Channel? You watch it for... I think you could watch it for about 10 minutes. Mm-hmm. But watch it for 2 hours. And you will be like, what the... What?
Mm-hmm. Really?
So... I don't trust the Disney Channel. Do you just blindly go to Disney movies?
Absolutely
anymore?
not.
No, I mean,
Not anymore.
when the Frozen movie is out, I actually talked to Tanya and said, maybe we should go see it first. Just don't trust it. Don't trust that it's not going to be some sort of
Yeah, it might be great.
message.
And
it might be great.
I've heard it is good.
Yeah,
but
might be. But I don't know what kind of message that it's bringing.
Yeah.
I just don't trust the Disney brand anymore. And part of it is because they become just about plush toys. I saw that Maleficent. How do you say her name? Maleficent, right? Maleficent. Have you seen that movie? A trailer for the movie?
I don't think so.
Angelina Jolie is Maleficent. And I looked at this and I heard my wife
Angelina Jolie?
Yes.
So that's the Wicked Queen in...
And it's all about the Wicked Queen. It's all about the Wicked Queen. And I thought to myself, Disney...
That's not about the Wicked Queen.
...doesn't have a new idea. Hasn't had a new idea since 1955. They just have not had since Walt died in 66. Not a new idea. Not one.
Well, they've
not
certainly
a new
had a lot
idea.
of big movies, though.
Not a new idea. They've
worked with other companies, though, for a lot of them, too. I mean,
Pixar has saved their bacon.
Right. And they rejected Pixar.
Yeah.
They rejected Pixar. Oh, no, I don't think so. And when we went to Disney last Christmas, I'd never been to Disneyland or Disney World for Christmas before. Don't go. It's a nightmare. But we went and took the kids. There was a Kwanzaa celebration. There was Santa coming down, like every 10 minutes the snow would start and oh, look, it's Mickey as Santa. And it's okay. I got it. We went to, finally, in front of the World Showcase in Epcot, behind the ropes, and you got to have a ticket, and we better find out who these people are that want to go to it. There is the candlelight procession, and that one is about Jesus. Now, I had a hard time with it last year because when I saw it, the narrator. Now, could you explain what the job of a narrator is, Pat?
To sort of speak the story that you're watching.
Okay, so a narrator, I mean, you need a narrator. Why?
To sort of speak the whole story.
You know who the narrator was? Marlee Matlin. She's mute. She's mute. She was the narrator.
Well,
now,
she is deaf. She also...
No, she was not. She was not speaking.
She was not speaking.
Yeah, she's deaf.
Yeah.
And mute. I mean, she can speak, but she wasn't speaking.
Okay.
So here she is. And I understand it, and it was, fine and whatever. But it's the role of the narrator, for the love of Pete. Yeah. She was the narrator. So we had some guy translating her hand signals, and she was doing hand signs, and somebody was like, and the Lord came down from the sky. And it's like, what What are you doing?
She's a delightful person, but maybe
No,
not
she's
the
a
role
delightful
for-
person, and
Yeah.
she's a wonderful actress, and she's wonderful, and there's nothing about her. It's the role of the narrator.
But you don't get a person who can't speak.
You know
to
what?
narrate.
When we worked for
Right?
CNN, when
I mean, do you believe you just had to say that sentence?
I
when
can't
we
believe
worked
it.
for CNN, do you remember
Jeez.
we had a guy who was running the audio booth who was deaf, literally deaf.
So he just watched
CNN.
the modulation meters?
I have no idea how it worked, but I remember in my earpiece one day hearing, Glenn, don't say, because I was like, what, can we fix? Don't say he's deaf. Who's deaf? Don't say it. Afterwards, yeah, the guy who's running the audio booth is deaf. You joking with me? No, they can't fire him. Oh, dear God. Okay.
Could you
So,
reassign him?
Could you reassign him?
That's a question.
So let me
you can maybe
hang
ask.
on. There's much more to this story. Oh, much more. Coming up in just a second. First, our pretty outrageous statement that Disney is ripe for the pickings. It's rotted fruit. They're rotting it from the inside. And I said that Disney hasn't had an original idea since 1965 or 66.
And that's definitely not true. I mean, you obviously feel bad about that now because you had completely forgotten about John Carter, which they had just in 2012, which is a
I
huge
should have said they
idea.
haven't had a good
Which
idea.
they
Maybe haven't a good original idea.
No, I think you just had an idea, and
Yes.
they had that idea, and it was a $250 million idea.
Yeah.
That probably made $1.98 back
Yeah.
for them, which was
It made $70 million.
solid,
back, Pat.
solid
you're
idea.
talking-
So it only lost
Well, with advertising,
$150 million.
you're talking it probably made a good quarter
Or
of
more.
its budget back. Now, it did do fairly well overseas, but still, I don't think that one's coming back for a sequel. But you
Probably
look-
not.
The biggest movies from Disney are all other people's ideas. With I think Pirates of the Caribbean. Can you give them credit for that?
Oh, absolutely.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No.
That's their
no.
park ride.
No.
Why?
The idea was they haven't had a new idea
Well, a
since
new idea.
Walt died.
Right.
Walt
That's true.
was working on that when
Oh, really?
he died.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I didn't know
That was his idea.
But it is a Disney
Pirates-
original. But it's just not
It's
new.
It's a Disney original ride.
Yeah.
How desperate are you when you're making movies based on your amusement park ride?
Well, yeah, but they
you're
made it-
fresh
it's pretty
out of
good.
ideas. I know that, but
Pretty
you're
good.
still.
But if
you're
if
fresh
Walt
out
was
of
working on it, I
ideas.
think that stands with your point. I mean, if it was Walt's idea
was
and they
Walt's
developed
idea.
it into something further, that's what they've been doing this whole time.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think that falls right into that category. I mean, the biggest movie they ever had, they have Marvel's The Avengers, which was released under them, which again is
but that's-
Marvel's idea, not
that's
theirs.
not their idea.
Toy Story's Pixar. Iron Man is not Disney.
Okay, so
it
wait a
other-
minute. Hang on just
is
a
it
second.
Marvel or-
Yeah, it's Marvel. So hang on just a second. So what you're seeing is you're seeing the birth of a corporation. I mean, that's what I mean when Eisner first came in, he opened up the Disney vaults, and that's where you got the Masterpiece Collection. And he just said, Plush Toy Central. That was his contribution. Now, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because he saved the company. Without Eisner, they would not be in existence today. But he bastardized the company to save the company. I've got to destroy the free market system to save the free market system. I have to destroy the heritage of this company to save the heritage of this company. But they never reeled it back in. They never got it back.
Wasn't it Eisner's idea, though, to release things and then take them back and put them back in the vault?
No,
and then
that's-
every 7 years?
No,
Wasn't that?
that was Disney. That's the way
I
Disney
thought-
always operated. He said, open the vault in the Masterpiece Collection. And they said, you can't just open up. What are you talking about? Open up the vaults. And he said, open them up, sell them. And so the compromise was sell them and then pull them off and sell them and pull them off. They were pull them off and release them in movie theaters once in a while. And he was like, what's the difference if I sell them every 7 years and pull them off, or you release them every 7 years and pull them off? You know what I mean? One's at a movie theater, one's at home. The future is home distribution. So
Very good point.
The deal was ownership. You'll destroy them if that magic is out there every day and kids watch them every single day. And as it turns out, they're right.
Though I don't know you could exist.
No, you couldn't exist
today.
You couldn't
with
exist.
that philosophy.
So, like I said, he is right. He saved the company. But remember, what he did was he birthed a corporation. Before, it was a dream. Then Eisner said, we're a company. were a movie-making company. And so he went to Disney and started making Disney movies again, and he made some good ones. He made Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid, and there was a third one. What was the third one? Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid, Lion King.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really Eisner, and that's his genius of that company. But then, at the same time, he started Touchstone. This was the beginning of the decay of the standards, because he said, let's do Touchstone. One of the first movies he made was Splash. And then it started into things like...
a mermaid thing, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. No, he had a thing for mermaids.
There,
it's another story and another time. But, yeah, so
It's a good movie, though.
Okay.
There's some interaction with a fish we need to learn about here.
So all they're doing now is harvesting Eisner ideas, which is just merchandise. Go and co-opt another company or buy another story. But there's no dream there anymore. You go to Disney Land or Disney World. I watched them last year. First of all, I could find the Kwanzaa story right in front of the American Pavilion. I could find the Santa story everywhere. I had a hard time finding the Jesus story. Well, you don't want to offend. So they have the Candlelight Processional. Candlelight Processional is the Jesus story, and it's set with an orchestra and choral music. As I said, just out of political correctness, you had Marlee Matlin do the reading. Well, she wasn't doing it. She was doing it in sign language. Well, I mean, that's cute and everything. But unless your audience is into sign language, could we have somebody who really knows how to read it really well, not her interpreter? For the love of Pete. So anyway, but it was still a Jesus story, and it was fine, whatever. This year, they have decided, and the story is up on the Blaze, they have decided to cut the Jesus part out of it. They're cutting but they're only doing it for time. It's like cutting 220 words out of it, which is how many? 3 minutes? 3 minutes when you're at a Disney park. If they said to you, this ride, the line is 3 minutes long, would you mind standing in it? 3 minutes is nothing while you're at a Disney park. It's a 90-minute show. They're cutting 3 minutes out of it. And what are they cutting out of it? That it was this one unique man. It's the apex of the Christmas story. This one unique man, it was the birth and what he decided to do with his life and his death, and he rose again, and that's what they're cutting out of it. So basically, let's hollow out the Christmas story. Let's just take the Jesus part out of the Christmas story and just make it about peace on earth. I'm sorry, but what are you talking about? Without the Jesus story, there is no peace on earth. What are you even talking about? So they're hollowing everything out. Disney, as you know, it is over. It's just over. They just don't know it yet. It hasn't caught up to them. Somebody is going to build a new park. Somebody is going to start making new movies. Somebody is going to challenge them for this title. And the person that will challenge them for the title, there'll be a lot of people that will step up and challenge them, and they will make it all about, they will go too far. They will become, the movies will become preachy instead of just great, wholesome family movies. And the reason why is people will either go too far because they'll be like, I don't mind being that pariah. I'll speak up for the Lord. Well, then you lose because you're concentrating on the message, not the story. The second thing is the other types of people that will do it will step up, and they don't want to be the pariah. Walt Disney was a pariah in his life. There's a reason Kurt Russell was in all of his movies. Hollywood hated him. Nobody wanted to work with him. They thought he was cheesy. They thought he was over the top. They thought he was just telling stupid little stories. They hated him. Well, everybody wants to say they love Uncle Walt. Back then, the powers that be did not like Walt Disney. The networks didn't like him, except when he started making them money. The elites didn't like him until they decided, wait a minute, if we would put one of these in New York, we could make a lot of money. That's when New York decided that they were going to court him. That was the whole thing with the 64 World's Fair. It was part of courting Walt Disney to come up and do something in New York. He wouldn't do it. He didn't think that the average person in New York was the average person. He was like, they're not going to, what are you talking about? They won't accept this. They won't. He knew who they were, and they knew who he was. Who is that? Who has the balls to do that now, that has the resources to do that now? That's the key. Who has the resources to do that, the balls to do that, and the vision? We have the balls to do it. I don't know if we have the vision, and I don't know if we have the resources. But I'll tell you this. I'm going to die trying because I think it's takeable. I think it's gettable. Somebody else, I hope there's 20 other people out there trying to do the same thing because it's gettable. Because I don't trust the Disney brand anymore. I know a lot of people that don't trust the Disney brand anymore. And I sat there at the park because I study Disney. I sat there at the park and I looked at them. I watched the employees with my watch, as Walt used to do. With my watch, and I watched. Somebody dropped a paper. How long does it take? I saw 3 people trip over a carpet before I went and fixed it, with Disney employees standing right there watching people trip over a carpet. And I'm like, okay, they're going to fix that. Somebody else trip. Okay, you guys are going to fix that, right? I'm across the room watching them. Nobody fixes it. I get up, cross the room, fix the carpet. You lose the culture. They've lost the culture of Disney. Once you lose, now listen carefully. Once you lose the culture of a company, you lose the company. Wait a minute. Did you see? It's not just Disney that's hollowing out the Christmas story. It's also the Air Force. The Air Force now has taken down one of our Air Force bases because one complaint came in. Within 20 minutes, they had the nativity scene taken down.
I think it was within 2 hours, but it took a full 2 hours.
A full 2 hours.
And they took it down from one complaint because somebody sent them a threatening message that had violated the Constitution.
How does it violate the Constitution?
Ridiculous.
So anyway, we're losing our culture here. We're hollowing out our culture. Wait a minute. If you lose the culture in a company, you lose the company. What happens if you lose the culture in a country?